Welcome to Concordia On-Air. I'm your host, Cal Bartholomew.
And I'm Trisha Tower. Coming up on today's show,
in news, an update on the blood drive.
In sports, college game day.
Family weekend on A&E.
All that and more on Concordia On-Air. Yeah, I'd say so too. I think my biggest responsibility is probably the fact that I can't leave my key in my room anymore.
Right? You'd think it would be homework, but it's actually just grabbing those keys.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you forgotten yours at all?
I've forgotten it twice already. It's kind of embarrassing if you ask me.
That sounds like it would be embarrassing, but I think mine is worse. I've actually locked myself out twice, but it was within the same hour.
Really?
Yes, it was really bad. So first, I locked myself out, and then I had to call my roommate, and she laughed at me and gave me all sorts of crap. And then she had to come get me, let me in my room, and then she actually, like 20 minutes later, locked herself out. So I was like, we're even, it's one-on-one. And then 5 minutes later, I locked myself out. So that would make it 2.
That is bad. But you know what? As long as you don't do it anymore, because they have a new thing called the $5 holla, which is basically if you get locked out of your room, you have to pay $5 to your RA.
Oh, wow.
And luckily, my RA is here with us today. His name's Ashik, and he's our new weatherman. Why don't you come over here, Ashik?
So do you want to tell us about your new weather segment, please?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, I'm Ashik Olidi, a sophomore here at Concordia, and I will be heating up this floor week after week with the weather reports. And I love the very hot summers and the bitterly cold winters in Minnesota here. Minnesotan weather has always fascinated me here while I'm here in Concordia. I got the first taste of snow in Concordia and in Moorhead. Watch out for me week after week with the weather report. And while this week will remain between 50 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit with some possibilities of rain over this weekend on Fridays and Saturday. Celebrate the onset of fall in Fargo Moorhead and catch you all next week.
All right, we are super excited. That is going to be a new segment. Also, the coming up that is new is our CSC blood drive. So let's hear more about that from Rachel.
Welcome to News. I'm Emily Leitonen.
And I'm Rachel Hogan. You know, when we think what our call to service is, oftentimes we think of things that come from our time or our energy. But this week, Concordia is hosting a service event that is a little bit different because it comes from our body. For the past 3 days, Campus Service Commission has sponsored a blood drive through United States Blood Service, and Cobbers have been stepping up to help. Today alone, 20 people donated blood, which would be enough to save about 60 lives according to the American Red Cross. United Blood Services has been around since 1943 and has since been able to donate blood and blood services to over 500 hospitals in 18 different states. This organization alone, with the help of colleges like Concordia, has given life-saving blood to over 25 million at-risk people, reminding us yet again the life-changing power of service.
With fall just arriving and temperatures dropping, what better thing to accessorize with than a stylish scarf? On Friday, September 27th, the bookstore will be holding a scarf sale from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the atrium. These scarves from the Fair Trade Organization and Accents Fashion Accessories come in many different colors and designs, perfect for the fall season. And don't worry about busting open the piggy bank because, for one day only, all scarves will be 20% off. Liz Mering, the merchandise buyer, says that the sale's purpose is to generate money in a new way, and all profits gained from the sale will go to the college.
Only a week ago, a fellow Minnesotan story went viral as the term Minnesota nice seemed to take on a whole new national level. Joey Prusak, a newly promoted manager at a Hopkins, Minnesota Dairy Queen, reportedly saw a customer take a $20 bill from a visually impaired customer. Disgusted, Prusak demanded that the customer give the money back or leave the store. After throwing a bit of a fit, the customer left with the $20, but Prushak's level of kindness wasn't done just yet. He proceeded to take out a $20 bill from his own pocket and gave it to the customer. This act has reached national headlines and proves that even a student who is just trying to pay for business school can make a big impact on not only a person, but an entire nation.
North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple announced on Monday that E15 blended gasoline will now be available in 6 PetroServe USA locations, including Fargo and West Fargo. North Dakota is the 9th state to offer E15 gasoline. E15 blended means that the gas is a mixture of 15% ethanol and 85% pure gasoline. Ethanol is an alcohol-based fuel that is made from starchy crops such as corn. Using more ethanol in our gas can reduce our dependence on foreign oils, as well as the amount of greenhouse gases that we emit. The E15 blended gasoline will cost 3 to 5% less than unleaded gasoline, depending on the station.
Student Government Association held its race for freshman and sophomore class representatives on Tuesday. 8 lively freshmen, including Wyatt Steinke, Caleb Camru, Justin Audney, Brady Schaefer, Aaron Weber, Josh Mackner, Sarah Dutinen, and Tyler Peterson ran against one another for the freshman class representative, with the winners being Josh Mackner and Sarah Dutinen. 2 sophomores, Alex Gray and Abdal Shudahay, ran for sophomore class representative, with Alex Gray winning the spot. Both were extremely competitive races with extremely qualified people. For more information about each candidate, a board can be found outside of the post office, and we wish the best of luck to the newly elected freshman and sophomore class representatives this upcoming school year.
Get ready to see some new faces on our campus. In a couple of weeks, it will be homecoming week, and Concordia will play host to their alumni from various years past, as well as put on a bunch of fun activities for alumni and students alike. It all begins with homecoming coronation on October 7th and ends on October 13th with a Cobber History Harvest, where students, professors, and alumni can share their greatest moments at Concordia. Throughout the week, there will be activities such as grocery bingo on October 9th, a bonfire and fireworks on October 10th, and homecoming parade, tailgating, and homecoming concert on October 12th. You can pick up your tickets and information on Friday, October 11th from noon to 8 p.m. in the Berkland Alumni Lounge in the Offutt Concourse. And now back to our hosts, Kyle and Tricia.
I'm actually your host today, Joshua White. I'm interviewing Elise and Lauren. These are interns from Intercultural Affairs, and they're here to just give us more information about the tunnel of oppression that happened this last Thursday. And I just wanted to get just a broad summary of just what the tunnel of oppression was all about for those who missed it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, the tunnel of oppression was literally a tunnel built out of sheets and, I guess, metal rods in the centrum, and it kind of like wove its way around. And in the tunnel, there were 6 different sections, and each section was set up to represent a different group of oppressed people. And the goal of the tunnel was so that the attendees could kind of experience what life was like a little bit in the shoes of each of the different groups of people. So it was really cool. We had, I think, probably about 600 people attend, so it was really awesome. Yeah.
It was a really great turnout.
Yeah, for sure.
What was your like initial reaction to the turnout and just the event itself, how it played out?
Well, I was just amazed by how many people ended up coming. Like, we knew that it was going to be big after seeing the advertisements when they were brought to us, and we just weren't quite sure how big the impact was. But then on the day of, it was really amazing to see all the people coming through the doors to see it. So
yeah, it was really awesome for sure. It was neat to see how people went in and they were kind of unsure about what to expect and what was going to happen, and then they would come out and they would be like, "This is so cool! Like, we're going to do this again next year." And it was cool to see the feedback that everybody had, whether it was positive or negative, just so that we can improve or do whatever. So, yeah.
Besides the turnout, I know that congratulations for the 600 people plus showing up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What was another thing that was like kind of unexpected from just the entire event?
Well, I don't know if I want to say unexpected, but like something that I think was really common that I noticed is a lot of people really were surprised by. Thank you. There's a fly flying around, so we have another guest with us. But Anyway, I would say the most common thing that was happening was people were really impacted, especially by the body image. And I think, well, actually what did surprise me is the amount of males that would come up and say, I didn't realize how impactful body image was on the lives of women and how much problems are going on in our heads. And I think it was represented really accurately. And so it was cool to see the impact that had on the male population.
Yeah, and I think just in general, how much more educated people seemed, like after going through the tunnel, it really seemed to heighten people's awareness about the different issues that are about. And it was really cool to see people wanting to get more involved with the issues and try to help out.
Definitely. I know that you guys had issues about like obesity, sexuality, race, just all those type of things. What was kind of, I don't know, how did you get your message across so well? Like just to be in somebody else's shoes that's experiencing that.
Well, something that we wanted to try to do was, because it was a newer event, we felt like we needed to contact the people who we thought might have knowledge about the topics that were being represented. So we tried to go for the students and different organizations on campus so that they could represent it in a way that it really hit home and that we were really able to get our message across to the students with people that they were able to relate to. So.
All right, well,
yeah.
Thank you both for coming into Concordia On-Air for us tonight. We're going to go pass this over to, we're going to pass this over to Jeremy in the sports.
Welcome to Sports Tonight. My name's Ashley Thompson.
And I'm Jeremy Pierce. It was a sea of green and yellow last weekend in downtown Fargo. NDSU Bison fans flooded the streets when ESPN's College Game Day came to town to Fargo to broadcast. The show talked about the two-time defending football championship subdivision winners NDSU and their game versus Delaware State. The Cobbers got a shout-out for one of the ugliest trophies in college football, the Troll. ESPN officials called downtown Fargo one of the greatest backdrops for the show and one of the all-time best spots for game day. If everything goes according to plan, ESPN will make a yearly broadcast in Fargo. Even though there was a lot of controversy about not having the program at the Fargo Dome, conspirators soon realized that outside the Fargo Theater was the perfect spot. To top off the perfection that was Saturday, the Bison stomped Delaware 51-0. Game day was a complete success.
The Cobber football team redefined the term trolling on Saturday with their win against the Olies. The two teams faced off in a good old Scandinavian Lefse Bowl, now also known as the Troll Bowl, to see who would have possession of the coveted Troll Trophy. The unfortunate-looking little guy was made of moss from Norway and was purchased for $125 years ago. Now when the rivals play each other, they have a grotesque trophy to look forward to for, yes, the winner of the game. The Troll Trophy even made tweets as well as airtime for ESPN Game Day in Fargo, being Lee Corzo's pick to win it all. The Cobbers fortunately or unfortunately won the game 33-29 to maintain control of the Mossy Bees, and they'll be at it again Saturday against St. John's. Go Cobs.
Last weekend, the women's golf team got 4th place at the Blazer Invite at Blackberry Ridge Golf Course. Each round, Concordia did better and better. By the end of the first round, the golf team had an overall score of 346, the 5th highest that day. The next day, they had a 337, dropping them 9 strokes. Junior Amy Muralt was fantastic, scoring an 83 and then dropping to 80 the next day. She led Concordia at this Open and tied for 6th place overall. The biggest improvement was Kara Meslau, who shot a 91 day one and then an 85 the next day. 2 other golfers finished in the top 20s, Haley Johnson and Christy Opitz. For both of these golfers scored exactly the same on both days. Johnson 85, Opitz 86. Let's hope next week the women's golf team can get 1st place at the Gustavus Fall Invitational.
Last week, the Cobber girls volleyball team had a player to stand up and cheer about. Olivia Wagenstein earned the MIAX Hitter of the Week award. What prompted them to honor Wagenstein? How about 39 kills and 49 digs during their weekend in Washington? The sophomore now leads the team with kills this season, receiving her match high of 12 this past weekend against Bethel. The 12th kill broke a running tie in their thrilling sweep, and the future is looking very bright for Wagenstein and just as bright for the volleyball team. The ladies play again on Friday at Carleton.
In men's soccer, the Cobbers lost to Gustavus 1-0. The Cobbers held a strong fight throughout the entire game but couldn't get their offense together at the end and at the end of the game, the Gusties scored on a penalty shot. Concordia had many chances to get the ball into the net, but the Gusties goalie was always there to block it. Our defense was on fire, and the times when the ball was shot, Peter Rundquist was there blocking all 13 shots to the net. Concordia held the ball for most of the game until the second half. We almost had a goal from sophomore Damie Adgunley, but the Gustavus keepers were on top of their game. The Cobbers just finished their game against St. Thomas a few hours ago, but unfortunately lost 2-1 on a penalty kick. Better luck next time.
While the family weekend football game took place last Saturday, the Cobber women's soccer team still got families talking. The ladies pulled off yet another big win, this time over Gustavus. Freshman Emily Wendorf scored both of the goals for the 2-0 game, securing the win by halftime. Wendorf is now second in goals and second in points on the team. Cobber goalie Elizabeth Bitson earned her second straight shutout of the season to keep the Gusties at 0, lowering her season goals against as well. Make sure you look out for the Cobbers' final results tonight as they take on the Tommies in St. Paul. Good luck, ladies. Let's send it back over to our host.
Well, Kyle, this weekend was certainly a fun one because it was family weekend. Did your family come up and join you?
Yeah, they did. It was really great to see them finally again. How about yourself?
My family did come up, and it was a big deal because I'm the oldest, so my mom actually cried when she saw me, so
Really?
that was sweet, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually an only child, so when they saw me, they were thinking I was the treasure of the crop, and everyone was happy to see me. But it was really great. I can't tell you anything else except for the fact that my mom and dad were both crying, and I might have been in their arms. They were just so happy to see me.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
So what else did you do with your family over family weekend?
Well, we went to the Grant Center and checked out some of the activities I'm involved in. Got to talk about the Concordia On-Air, of course, and it was a great time. How about yourself? What did they do with your family?
Well, I went to Target and it was super fun. I got all the things that I needed. And actually, I heard that there was an awesome showcase that went on during family weekend.
Yeah.
So let's go to Mike and learn more about that.
Welcome to A&E. We're your hosts. My name is Mike.
I'm Lisa.
If you enjoy Taylor Swift, then Rihanna, Coldplay covers, then the Family Weekend Talent Showcase was the place for you. This year's show was hosted by students Katie England, Luke Fitterer, as the audience followed them on their fantasy journey on reality shows. And if you're a reality TV junkie like me, you could appreciate the references to the Kardashians and Survivor. Performances also feature students singing or playing top 40s hits with original mashups and a special halftime dance routine, all done to make sure this was the show families could never forget.
Acoustic Buzz Night. Do you like to sing, perform spoken word poetry, play an instrument, or do you just want to tell a story? Then head over to the Acoustic Buzz Open Mic Night in the Maze tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. to show off your talents in a fun and relaxed setting. All talents are welcome. Open Mic Night is very popular, so if you want to sign up for a spot, you should come early. You'll probably want to be at the Maze about 30 to 45 minutes before the event starts to sign up. Mics will be provided, and there will probably be a keyboard as well. Other than that, you will have to bring your own instruments. The event begins at 10 and runs until about 11:15. Speaking of talents, remember to bring your friends and go to the Centrum this Friday at 9 p.m. to attend Concordia's very own C Factor. Interested in being a part of the event? Contact CEC Concerts at cord.edu.
Awesome, powerful, moving. These were words used to describe the tunnel of oppression. The Office of Intercultural Affairs partnered with a host of student orgs to debut this event last Thursday. Participants walked through a simulated tunnel that represented oppressed groups in America. Statistics, pictures, and videos were used to help people visualize stereotypes ingrained in our culture. On Monday, a tea house was held to discuss reactions and suggestions. And if you missed out, no worries. Tunnel of Oppression will be back to campus real soon.
When Gentleman Jack and Algernon both propose to women they love under their name of Ernest Worthing, they scramble to keep their false identity and the women who are obsessed with their pseudonym. I'm of course talking about Oscar Wilde's famous play, The Importance of Being Earnest, which will be performed in the Lab Theatre October 1st till October 5th at 8 p.m. and October 6th at 2 p.m. Make sure you get your tickets today at the box office or in the atrium at Knutsen. Remember, tickets are free for Concordia students, faculty, and staff, so there's no reason not to see this show.
Whoever said that comedy and magic it couldn't be combined into one grand show must not have heard of comedian magician Dan Martin. Martin came to Concordia for Family Fun Night on Friday to perform his comedic magic show. The audience was in awe from his tricks, but also in stitches from the jokes he threw in as well. And audience members didn't just get to watch. Dan Martin called some people up on stage, involving them in and walking them through tricks and pranks. Martin is back on the road now, but you can follow him on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at I am Daniel Martin.
Fall 2013 probably won't go down in television history. Out of the 28 new shows premiering, there aren't many worth seeing, according to many different web pages. However, there are a few that you have to check out. With that, here is this week's top 5 new TV shows you have got to see. The number 5 is The Blacklist. This is a violent but intriguing show that takes some unexpected turns. About a former U.S. operative who has long since gone rogue and is fixture on the FBI's most wanted list. He suddenly comes in out of the cold and agrees to help FBI stop terrorist threats. Number 4, The Crazy Ones. Robin Williams is back for the first time in 31 years, playing beside Sarah Michelle Gellar, who portrays his daughter. They run an ad agency. Hopefully there won't be any vampires to slay. And also, it's Robbie Williams. I rest my case. Number 3, Trophy Wife. This is an biographical comedy based on the life of creator-executive producer Sarah Haskins. Kate marries a man who is decades younger than her and has to deal with 2 ex-wives and 3 kids. It's smart, funny, and looks like a winner. Number 2, Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane wakes up 250 years after beheading the Headless Horseman. He's teamed with a present-day cop and on a mission to prevent all sorts of supernatural bad things from happening. Just enjoy the show, don't try making sense of it. Number 1, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is the most anticipated show of the fall, a sequel of sorts to The Avengers, the 3 Iron Man movies, Captain America, and Thor. The pilot isn't perfect, but it's full of fun, adventure, and sly wit. Don't expect much, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Remember to tune in for next week's Top 5, but now over to Kyle, who's going to tell us a bit more about the importance of being earnest.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Kyle Bartholomew, and I'm here with Thomas Hawker, a member of the cast of The Importance of Being Earnest. Tell us a little bit about the importance of being earnest and what it is.
Well, The Importance of Being Earnest is about 2 gentlemen who take up the alias of Ernest in order to win the love of the woman of their life, but when it's found out that they have been lying the entire time, they try their best to clear their name and clean up the mess they've made.
All right, and what role are you playing in the theme?
I am the role of Lady Bracknell.
Lady Bracknell. That sounds like a woman's name, if I'm not correct.
As a matter of fact, it is.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, where will this be played at?
It will be playing in the Concordia Theater Lab Theater.
All right, and I've heard something about the Concordia Lab Theater. Is it a different stage than usual?
It is a different stage than usual. We will be playing in what we like in the theater business like to call the round. It's where the theater is in the very center of the room, surrounded on 4 sides by audience members, instead of the usual the plays happening up here and all the audience members are looking in one direction.
So they can actually see all your movements from all sides then?
Yep.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, we are all out of time. Thanks for the interview, Thomas, and thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure to stop by the play, The Importance of Being Earnest, and tune in next week to Concordia On-Air.